Ann-Margret was the most significant lady in Elvis Presley's life aside from his family. She was the most memorable of Presley's starring women throughout his Hollywood career, playing opposite Elvis in 1963's Viva Las Vegas. Their personal relationship throughout the years creates a storybook interlude in Presley's strange life narrative, which ended tragically in 1977. Ann-Margret claims that when they worked together, they discovered many things in common. Aside from music, they had a love of motorbikes, a need for seclusion, a dedication to God, and late-night conversations. Elvis's friends were always at ease when she was around. Billy Smith, Elvis's cousin, stated that Priscilla never understood Elvis. However, as Elvis grew more at ease with Ann-Margret, they began to spend more time alone. Elvis opened up to her during their private time together, possibly more than he had at any other individual in his life. Ann-Margret believed she had gotten to know his heart well. Their friendship rapidly blossomed into a full-fledged love affair. Ann-Margret explained why she was drawn to the king of rock and roll. She and Elvis Presley had some commonalities. When they first met, both artists were capable of singing, acting, and dancing. Ann-Margret was dubbed the female equivalent of the Burning Love singer by the press. Ann-Margret recalls them bonding very instantaneously when they met in person. She said that their traumas had also brought them closer together. "We were soulmates. Meek on the exterior, but wild on the inside. She couldn't help but be drawn to Presley. We both felt a current electricity running straight through us," she explained. It would become an uncontrollable force. Ann-Margret also stated that she did not consider Presley's then-girlfriend. Ann-Margret and Presley were shooting in Los Angeles at the time when Priscilla stayed at home. She was almost as memorable in the public consciousness as his connection with Priscilla. For a year, she and Presley dated in secret. They kept sending one another love letters and having secret rendezvous and phone conversations. However, their intense romance once caused Priscilla to reevaluate their relationship, and in a fit of wrath, she broke a vase. He couldn't stop himself from being with Ann-Margret, and they continued to date despite his girlfriend. But Elvis had to keep his promise, but it appeared to Ann-Margret that their love affair had to come to an end. Presley quickly informed her that they needed to end their romance. Presley intended to marry Priscilla, and Ann-Margret admired him for fulfilling his responsibilities. It's no surprise that Ann-Margret and Elvis fell in love. After all, Ann-Margret was frequently seen as a feminine counterpart of the king of rock and roll. Both were sex icons and musical artists with unmistakable star power and charm. Ann-Margret and Elvis had a hot romance that grew into a long-lasting friendship and great respect over time. They had to call it quits on their love connection, but Presley and Ann-Margret remained friends for many years. He would send her flowers during each of her Las Vegas performances. Ann-Margret found out he died after he didn't give her flowers in August 1977. Click here to watch this video next.